Two-tone and L-E-L-N-E-S-S-N. Yes, we are the very best.
$7 popping collars, eating shrimp, $5 met some girls from Guatemala, now they trying to holler.
Now before they wouldn't bother, now I'm trying to be a scholar, cause she giving all the knowledge to me.
Knowledge to me.
Doing her work every night of the week. Like she chillin' up at college with me.
College with me, but we cruising, man. Rolling up at 4:30. Kush same color as a Kobe Road jersey, or a throwback worthy. Giraffe ass high, fresh breeze just passing us by. Cause I'm cruising on a Sunday afternoon. I got my good shoes on, ain't got no bad news. Here's what you say to the lady. Let me squeeze you, oh, let me hold you, oh, let me squeeze you, oh, let me hold you. Why? Cause I don't wanna leave this party, baby, without you. What you waiting for? Hop in the ride.
Okay.
What you waiting for? Hop in the ride. I arrive at a party at 9. I reside beside Sim. Think when we fly, time's on our side. But look again, then it's 11 p.m. Chalk it on the board. Time to sin. Let's begin. Hey, you kinda cute, and I got the loot to befriend both you and your girlfriend too.
You single Tim Jones?
Well, that depends. Just then she turned to a friend and she said,
I really like him.
Say word.
I really like him.
Oh yeah.
I really, really, really.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Papa T. We welcome you back here to JCTV. We're in the studios of BCC TV. We want to give a great big shout out to that chief engineer, none other than Big Al, making all this magic happen that you guys will observe throughout tonight's show. Tonight's show is concerning riveting lies, right, and the established truth. We're going to be bringing a panel up of those fantastic three, Mr. Francisco, Jatrice Golly, and the lovely Chicken Your Biz, none other than Danielle Daniels, and they will convene on the same subject. But we just want to open it up a little bit here and see what JDX thinks returning from his journeys, right, to the platform, and see what he thinks when he hears that concept, riveting lies, and it's the established truth.
I mean, we're living in a world, perhaps, where the world itself, our whole foundation is based on repetitive lies. Because nothing is what it is in our world today.
Wow.
Even the institution of America is a repetitive lies because it was built on falsehood.
It was built on deceit and lies,
on deceit.
but it has gotten to the point that they're even lying on the lies.
And now they put a liar to
incredible.
help the lie.
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
two lies combine. It's a real
It
lie now.
collides. You know, we ask what causes rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes,
Yes,
right?
sir.
And we know it's the Son of Man on earth dealing with high explosives.
Yes.
But the thing is, when we really look into the sky, instead of the myths that we've been lied about to keep us fearful that God is crying so it's raining,
God is pulling
or
the
God
chair.
is mad so it's thundering, right? And we know that what happens above the Earth's atmosphere is that a negative eon and a positive eon clash, creating a street of light, which you call lightning, and then it creates a sound when the
Thunder.
negative and negative eon match. Then it creates that sound called thunder, and which is what causes us to be fearful because we've been lied to about what's actually
And
happening.
they always make us believe that it was God who's causing that.
Yes,
When
and
it
that
was
he's mad
us
with
working
you.
with this.
He's mad. What did I do today? Why is he
know?
mad? So you're fearful.
And watch the other part of this system we're living in. They give us something that we all have to die to go to heaven. But the people who gave it to us are living heaven on earth.
Right here on earth. You know, so
So
the
the whole-
riveting lies.
It's a riveting lie.
I'm sure that someone will mention today about the cobweb of lies. One lie is used to cover another lie, and that's the cobweb of lies. And that's where you get caught in your deceit. With that being said, JDX, I'm going to jump off here, and I know you're going to visit them down on the panel later and be back to visit me
Yes, sir.
as we close out tonight's show. It's always a pleasure, my brother.
Always a pleasure
Positive
to be with you.
energy.
And you know, whenever the two of us come together, we always
Positive
go.
energy.
With JCT Multimedia Studios here at the set of BCC. Big Al is in the studios today, and we have Jatrice and Francisco. Okay, well, I said that correctly. And moving right into the details of today's topic, we are talking about riveted lies and not just manipulation, but the truth and deception. Now, riveted lies comes from the terms of little rivets that we use in construction to hold things together, like a foundation. But your foundation must be solid. not like sand, quicksand, moving deeper down. When the water comes, storms come, and before you know it, you have a flood, right? So let's say that, for example, your flood is what is known as on stilts, and those stilts are truth barriers, right? But then someone comes in and tells a lie and breaks one stilt down, and then someone tells another lie and breaks another stilt down. So that's rivets, two lies that's breaking your foundation down. So in that instance, I'm gonna toss it over to you, and then you can bring it down even further.
So the way I see it is that when you start with a truth, you're starting with the basis of a foundation to create trust. But as soon as you actually slide in a lie, then you're actually causing an issue where it starts to break down, crack in your foundation, and you don't want to do that. And on top of that, it's going to take you a while to actually rebuild. No matter how small or big that is, it's still going to take time for you to rebuild that trust by coming up with all the truth.
Actually, to add to that, well, from the very beginning, when you first start telling your story, what if from the very beginning it's already false information, a lie? So then once, depending what you're talking about, so whoever your audience is, hey, once you're trying to set the foundation, but someone can confirm, wait, no, but that's wrong, because, and you're actually proven wrong, and so many people agree with the other person, there may not be no coming back from that at all. That's why honesty is best policy, for example, and you might as well just tell the truth from the beginning, because no matter what side or where you're coming from, the truth is going to come out, time is going to run out, and it's going to come out no matter what. So as far as riveting in the lies and trying to counter deception that goes straight to the truth, you might as well just tell the truth from the beginning, and trying to alter the story and make up a whole story out of nothing, take a lot of people's time for no reason. But what do you think?
Well, in Matthew 7, it talks about tearing down the wheat from the tares, for example, right? So if you have people together and they're saying they're all one race, right? You're going to want to separate everybody. So God's separating the wheat from the tares, the liars from the truthsayers. You know, he wants those that are going to continuously tell the truth and be honest and open in that regard, right? So the other portion is when in parables it talks about he does not want deceitfulness. He wants the truthsayers to continuously be honest with everybody else. So if you're going to tell a lie, then stay over there. Don't come with the rest of them and try to manipulate anyone else's mindsets, right? So you want everything to be focused and alert and aware of what you're doing and how you're going to say it. So if you're going to tell the truth, make sure that it's nothing but the truth and you're not omitting anything. Then it won't be able to become a lie because you told that portion too. Because if you withhold information, you're telling a lie. Then you become someone with a new identity crisis, a narcissist, a pathological liar, you know, an addict, or somebody who continuously tells lies to get what they want, right?
Right. So to make a long story short, as far as separating the liars from the truthers, you never know who's gonna tell a lie or not.
Hello everyone. Out here in the tri-state area, life moves at 1,000,000 miles an hour. But if you pause and look outside, an entire ecosystem is living right alongside us, from New York City fire escapes to local backyards. People think that nature takes care of itself, but the truth is, nature requires nurture. As green spaces shrink, local birds rely on us more now than ever. Putting out a simple feeder or fresh water station just isn't a hobby. It's an active stewardship. And when you nurture nature, it nurtures you right back. Taking just 2 minutes in the morning to feed the flock grounds your spirit. It lowers your stress and reconnects you to the world around you. So show some love to the wildlife sharing your block today. Protect your peace and keep nurturing what matters. About riveted lies and deception, as well as the truth being just that, the established truth. So I remember Jertrice was saying something in regards to that. Would you care to elaborate?
So, like I said, it's the fact that you can actually have, say, like a fact. but you can always be able to bend that fact to actually come into your favor. But it also depends on how you present that fact. So same thing where somebody tells a lie. You can sit up there and say that's a lie, but you don't know that's a lie because of how it's being presented. So if the person's able to present it in a confident, positive way, then you are actually automatically going to believe it. But when you have somebody else who actually is trying to oppose to the lie, whereas in the truth, they don't have that same presentation. They don't have that same charismatic way of having to present it to actually be more of the truth than what the poser is actually presenting.
So it's safe to say then that those people are liars. And they don't have the truth in them. And they will not even be a lawyer or an attorney for that matter. Very interestingly put. And you? What would you think?
Well, okay, great response. Well, actually, the only thing I'm going to disagree with is that where someone first represents their argument, you don't want to assume that they're lying right off the bat because you're trying to get information. So you don't know if they're lying or not in terms of pros and cons. So as depending how the conversation is going, depending how good of a critical thinker or critical listener you probably are, then maybe you'll be able to tell if it's a lie right away or not, depending on the topic. And otherwise, then depending if you're a logical thinker, then you could reevaluate. Wait, what do you mean? But what do you mean by this? And try to figure it out instead of jumping to a conclusion, because you don't want to assume nothing and hurt other people's feelings and create other problems out of nothing. Because people get offensive right away, so you always want to just hear people out. Don't believe the first thing you hear and just be logical about it, and then make sure you take it from there. And then you could use your own judgment and be able to tell if it's a lie or not to create less problems.
So basically, in a nutshell, Francisco is talking about discernment. And having the spirit of discernment would actually allow you to know what someone is saying and how it's being said. But the key, again, is to listen, to understand, and to comprehend what is being said and research the researcher. Meaning that you can't always understand what someone is saying without first knowing where they're coming from. And with that being said, what do you think about that?
Well, yeah, I believe that it's also it's based on research where if it doesn't seem like it computes or makes sense to you, that's when you want to actually look into it to see if it's true or not. Because there may be some other things where there's another fact or piece of key evidence that actually indicates whether it's actually true or actually false, or it could be in the fact that like it's there but they just left out a part where it makes it full on true.
Right, and that's omitting the truth. So then it becomes a complete lie.
Right, or at the same time, maybe the person wasn't as informed, and then now to the point where they're just going based off what they know. So that's why in terms of getting information, you want to always be able to actually just do your research, get legit sources, and find as much as you can. And if you don't trust it, then just leave it at that, not to waste too much time. So you don't offend anybody, and you don't waste your time. So that's why I say about that.
Well then, there you have it. And we'll be back from the news once we hear the views on the news.
9th, 2026, during the opening day of Florida's 2-day recreational lobster mini-season, a dispute over a fishing spot off Fisher Island in Biscayne Bay resulted in criminal charges. A vessel carrying several passengers, including minors, was anchored in Biscayne Bay, while a juvenile diver was roughly 30 feet underwater using a surface-supplied Brownie's third lung air system. Michael Joseph Simpson, 51, approached at high speed and anchored his boat roughly 10 feet away, claiming the victim's boat was occupying his lobster spot.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that news segment of that portion. So right now, what we are going to do is welcome JDX on board. How you doing?
Always a pleasure to be with you guys.
And
Welcome.
we are going to continue the subject matter and go into depth of the truth on the riveted lies and established truth. So established truth is what God loves the most, which is real, concrete, solid, and straight to the point, you know? And resources will tell you what? That is true because 25 people can verify this. Not people, but researchers and studies. Not AI or open AI or, meta AI or AI that can be compromised, but truth, right?
Yes.
So think about those things. When you say the truth and you're thinking about telling a lie, that means it takes a lot of effort for your eyebrows to go up and stay up instead of coming down.
Right.
So think about those things, and I'm going to toss it over to you, and then we're going to circle back around.
Now, like you said, it's the fact of getting down to the truth. Now, some people I actually believe it's depending on what the truth is, because it could be something like, okay, you were asked if you're a good cook, but you say no. But the only reason you might have said no was because maybe you don't want people to know. Maybe you're a little embarrassed or anything. It's just a part of you having to be shying away from yourself from actually saying yes to that truth.
Or may not wanting anybody to require you to cook for them. Or,
Yup.
doing a whole seance of cooking segments for them, right?
Exactly. See, you knew where I was going with this.
Actually, that's a good point. And to add to that, so what I would say about riveting lies is that, well, at the end of the day, nobody wants to be in denial. Nobody wants to be wrong. So they're always going to follow a temptation to manipulate the truth to his or her grand convenience. And then after that, depending what you're trying to do, whether it's a party or an event or to get a house, whatever, you're going to do everything you can. Sometimes it could be a little blocksided, blockhead or whatever, and then most of the time that's negative. But no matter what, the truth will set you free, and it's always gonna come out. So that because there's a lot of people talking whatever, so you might want to just cut to the chase and tell the truth from the beginning instead of doing these riveting lies. But what do you think, JDX?
I think truth is always the foundation of everything that exists. As we can see, we're living in a world, we come on the earth, we find all the beautiful things of earth, and it's a reality to know that someone's a tree and you can think of it's a tree. You don't have to question it. But as we were discussing, lies comes very easy to some people because we're living in a world where speaking the truth sometimes, people don't want to face the reality of knowing that with speaking truth, there is consequences to truth. And speaking a lie is like you protecting yourself from the consequences of the truth. So you have to put it in that area of on what foundation does the person stand, because speaking a lie is never something that's solid, and speaking truth is always something that concrete. So I think it's, as Francisco said, it's always better to start with the truth and finish with the truth, so that from the go you don't have to come back and recalculate what you said to yesterday or today.
So
Right,
here's the
because
kicker.
it's going to come
You
out
just
no
spoke
matter
that.
what. Right, so to finish that is because it's going to come out no matter what.
It's gonna come out.
And then this way, at least when you tell the truth, you're not hiding yourself from the consequences or making it worse. But I'm going to turn it over back to you now.
So what I was saying was the thing about the truth, right? Some people can actually take the truth and twist it to manipulate their exact being. Like, how people say, oh, the Bible is full of truth, but they'll take it to where, out of context and say it means this, but it can also mean this as well, right? So if you think about how the perspective of someone is viewing the truth, then their perspective can be based upon a lie.
It is.
You know what I mean? So no matter how many times you hear the truth, or no matter how many times you hear a lie, the lie is going to consistently change, but the truth will remain the same.
It's the same.
Right.
I mean, yes, I do believe that when it comes down to it, when you have one person you have two people who are actually reading the Bible, who are actually reading the same pages, but they have a different perspective of their idea of what it is that they're reading. It's not like it's not saying that it's a lie. It's a fact of how it's being presented to them for them to actually know and understand the truth of what is being said and read.
And on that note, but also how you take it in. Because remember, everyone's entitled to an opinion. So at the same time, the truth is the truth, but how you take it will determine whether you accept it for what it is, or if you want to do research, fact check it to back it up, or if you just want to leave it at that. So it all depends how the person takes it, and if you want to fact check and double check.
I was just I was listening to what she's saying. As long as you take the truth and you twist it wrong, it's not truth no more. You dilute it already. So the truth's supposed to be something. You don't have to take truth and explain truth. Truth is reality. Truth is the fact. Because as long as you twist it to fit your narrative, it's not truth no more. You're doing something to benefit, something to make yourself look good. Because if you're going to speak the truth about me, you shouldn't be twist it. You should just tell them the truth about me.
But real quick, it's gonna lead one lie to another lie to it. You see, multiple lies, and then when it comes out, no one's gonna really trust you at all, because you're like 5, 6, 7 different times. You try to cover up the lie before, and that's why you want to stick to the truth from the beginning. So you want to cover up a lie and cover up another lie. But what do you think?
The truth is something that is solid, like a rock, like a pearl inside of a shell, an oyster shell being formulated, like a diamond being formulated under massive pressure. Those are all things that are solid, that produces nothing but true purity, with those things right there in itself from natural resources. So if you have natural resources giving you a solid product, then what you're going to do is say, what? I can hold the truth because the truth is exactly composite. And you can't change that because it's here, it's physical, and this right here is physical. And with that being said, we are going to jump right over to another segment of the news.
It's integrated into the physical economy. What we're seeing is a market transition from looking far into the future with a telescope to inspecting balance sheets with a microscope. Investors are being far more selective. If a company raises guidance, investors are moving past initial speculation and demanding hard proof of return on investment, and big tech is delivering. Surging quarterly earnings from enterprise AI and semiconductor giants are proving that massive infrastructure spending is paying off. It's not just pure software driving this rally. Industrial heavyweights powering the grid and building data centers are reporting record backlogs, illustrating how deeply AI spending has integrated into the physical economy. What we're seeing is a market transition from looking far into the future with a telescope to inspecting balance sheets with a microscope. Investors are being far more selective. If a company raises guidance based on real demand, it shoots up. If it stumbles on margins, the market...
And we are back, family. That was a wonderful segment from Pop Says. And I gotta tell you, when you pivot lies, it takes a lot from your mind, the psyche, the person. They don't have what is known as hardcore evidence to establish the truth because they took their cognitive mindset away with all the lies that they have told someone else, and therefore they took their own identity away as well. You see, when you tell someone lies, then you become a pathological liar, and you don't know the truth anymore because you're so used to lying that you lost your very own soul at that point. So keep that in mind when it comes to establishing the truth. You will not know the truth anymore because you've told so many lies from the jump. So then you're there lost within the sauce, as they say, because you don't know who you are anymore. So at that point, you're stuck searching for the roots of the lie to find the deep, deep truth within your very own self. So then you have to go to what is known as a therapist. And that therapist is there digging through all the lies, the various lies that you have told, which is rivets of lies, the web of lies to become who you are. They don't even know who you are. They're searching, just as yourself is searching for the truth. And the truth is in the receipts. Where did you go yesterday? Do you even know where you went yesterday? Do you know where you are today? Do you know the dates? The truth is, the date is, well, sometime in July, right? What year? So you see? So think about those things and know that the truth lies within the mindset first and foremost, the vibes that you give off. And the hardcore truth is learning how to read a book. Because the internet tells you one thing, but the internet can tell you a web of lies as well. So think about those things and think about AI transforming those lies into the truth. As Elon Musk says, and I quote, "We will be using the AI to tell you the truth at some point." End quote.
Wow, we started out talking about the positive and negative energies colliding, right? We saw collision today, right? Because the truth wanted to be revealed and everyone wanted to bring it, right? So the energy levels rose pretty high and even offset. Yes, sir. There were some clashes, yeah. But with that being said, we love you all, and
All
we
the
are
time.
so grateful for you coming out. Without them coming out, there'd be no us.
True.
I want to thank the Mrs. Francisco. I want to thank the lovely Danielle Daniels, Chick from Chick in Your Biz. I want to thank the lovely Latrice Ghali from Ghali Endeavors. And it has been a sensation. Anything you'd like to leave the folks with?
I just want to say thanks for life itself, Pap, because we are living in this world today and everything is going on. Just to say thanks to the people that is in our life,
Indeed.
especially you and I have
Thank
had
you,
the
brother.
closest relationship.
Indeed. Forever.
Forever. And I want to say thanks to you too.
Indeed.
And Francisco and Therese and Miss Danielle and our lovely friend.
Our lovely
from
guests.
Our lovely guests over there. We just want to say thank you for coming out today.
The
And Big
sensational
Al,
cook.
always so faithful. Thank you, Big Al.
Yes. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we like to say success awaits us. Keep it coming. See you back here same time, same place next week.